Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. How are you this morning? I pray you are well. Little Matthew, I am with you always this morning. We are back in the beauty of the meeting house today, which is a joy for me. And I'm excited to be back and glad to see you here. Yeah. Hey, Jane. Glad to see you back. I'm glad to see me back too. Hi, Jamie. You're not late at all. I'm still here jibber jabbering. So, hey, Karen. Good morning to you. How are you? Vicky. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Heritage Day starts tomorrow. So, in in my hometown area, Woolwich, Bath, Heritage Days is the big celebration of Fourth of July. That's a big 5 or 6 day celebration it's a little baby Maine version of kind of what happens in Bristol, Rhode Island. It's great fun. So good morning. Hey John, good morning to you. Glad you're here. Hope you do. Good morning. Good morning. We're headed up in the morning. Oh, very good. So yes, if you find yourself at Heritage Days, John will be up there with of Moose and Mountain gear and all kinds of fantastic stuff. So it'll be great stuff. Vicky had 2 cortisone shots. And that pain. No, it's great. Oh, I know that's been hurting you. I'm so glad you found some relief. That is terrific. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So glad to see everyone this morning. So before we get going, I just want to ask you for your prayers. One of our dear ones here, Cynthia Farnham, is in hospital, and so they're kind of working up what's going on with her. But please do keep her in your prayers. Cynthia is a dear one here. She's is kind of has her hand on everything and a great support of the church and is just a great light. So please keep Cynthia in your prayers in these days. And so it is. So as we go forward today. So all right, let's get going, friends. It is the 29th day, almost out of June. We are the 29th day of June on this Thursday at 11:11, and I'm glad you found your way to this place, this little digital sphere, this little place where I get to see your digital faces. Hey, Linda. Hey, Yvette. Even if I don't, and if you're hiding out there in the back, or if you're finding us later, welcome. Know that you've been prayed for today. That somebody's thought of you today. That this where this finds you, I pray it finds you in blessing and goodness. So, if you don't know, I just returned from our national meeting out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which was a great time of fellowship and a great time. I flew in, got home about midnight last night, and just, um, that whole experience of homecoming, that whole experience of returning home after you've been away for a while. It's such a there's so much goodness in it of just like, okay, I want to get home to your own bed, get home to your own surroundings, get home to the people who are looking out for you and who are waiting for you. That experience of just entering back into the place that this world seems to have for you. It's a great joy. Um, and yet I think too how often it is that we get confused in this. We get maybe not even confused, but we get kind of transfixed with this. That there's the place that's far away, and there's the place that's near to us, and that this journey of traveling through the world, and how it elicits so many different things in us. how we can be in a strangers in a strange land and feel disconnected or alone or separate, or even if we can be in a room full of people that we can still feel that separation. In Hebrews, that this is said, and it's this one verse, but it's one I want to invite us into today. It says, "For every house is built by someone, but God is the builder of everything." For every house is built by someone, but God is the builder of everything. And I want us to continue to consider this idea of God being the builder of everything. Our materialism has given us this very kind of weird idea of that. There God's kind of in the great by and by, or is in my heart, or is somewhere around, or is lurking. But to remember this incredible reality that God is the builder of everything. The builder of you, the builder of me, the builder of the thoughts that pop into my head, builder of Ed Sheeran, the builder of this beautiful place, the builder of rocks, dirt, and grass, and butterflies. That this order and this world that we find ourselves is absolutely built, and it is built for you and for me to have a bit of a home in. There's an old joke about scientists, that scientists come to God and they say, I think we figured out this life thing, and we figured out how to create life. And so God's, okay, well, show me. And so they begin to get their beakers out and everything, and so first we take a little pile of dirt, and God says, get your own dirt. This remembering that everything has been built for us, and that the way a builder will build a house that will become a home, that God has built creation for us to have a home in it. That when we think about homecoming, when I think about me kind of looking out the window last night at Boston and getting ready to touch down, and then coming down 24 and just seeing the exits tick off as I get closer to home. And waiting for that feeling. Ram Dass says it this way. He says, that feeling that when you get home after a long trip or a long day, and you lay on the couch and you just go, why don't we have that feeling all the time? Because the reality is, that is the nature of the creation that's created for us. That is the nature of the world as it is for us. That everything we see, everything we know, every breath we've taken, every sunrise, every bird song, all of it was created for you and for I to have a home in. Now, I get that it doesn't feel that way, and I get that we have to alternate states sometimes. Sometimes we have to feel the stranger. Sometimes we're not always going to be inhabiting that space. But the thing is just because we don't always inhabit that space, just because we don't always know that, does not mean it is not always true. That is not always the thing. And that we can encounter it everywhere. The great Hermann Hesse says that one never reaches home, but whenever friendly paths intersect, the whole world looks like home for a time. Wherever friendly paths intersect. Well, what is that? Wherever two or three are gathered in the name of love and grace and truth and beauty, wherever two or three are gathered in the name of Christ, that where the whole world looks like home for a time. Friends, you and I have a home in this world. There is a place for you in this world. You belong. There is a place that you belong. Now, it's not forever. We do understand ourselves to be pilgrims in this world. We do understand ourselves to be passing through. We do understand ourselves as people who come from God and will journey through this world for a while, and we will be called home to God. But the reality, but even within that reality, and that kind of matches, I think, our experience sometimes more often, but it doesn't actually capture the reality that the very pilgrimage in which we are called to go on is also held in the hands of the one who made us and made it. That even that is home for us. The great Meister Eckhart says this. He says, God is at home. It is we who have gone out for a walk. God is at home. It is we that have gone out for a walk. Again and again and again, we think that our experience is somehow that God is hiding or God is lost or we become disconnected with the divine. Again and again and again, the people of Israel in Scripture find themselves displaced or find themselves separated from God. And again and again and again, the reality of the story, which we so often misread, it is a story of God coming to find us and bring us home again. God coming to find the Israelites in slavery and bringing them to a home. God calling Abram to find a home in the promised land. God calling John the Baptist to declare that there is a home coming of God in this world in Christ Jesus. Again and again and again. The wisdom of Dorothy is real. There is no place like home. And friends, where two or three are gathered, where we find the fellowship of Christ, but even when we find the very being, in our being in this world, we find that there is a home in it. For every house is built by someone, but God is the builder of everything. I hope you can hold on to this a little bit and kind of, we're in such a state these days. There's so much disconnection. There's so many ways in which we can convince ourselves that we don't want to talk to those people, or we don't want to talk to these people, or those people are against us, or these people are for us. There's so many voices of division, of diabolos, divide, the dividing force of the diabolical in the world. And I want to remind us that this whole thing, everything in the swimming pool was made for you, and is made for you to be your home in it. Some of it's more prickly. I get it. But the reality is, the underlying reality is that there is a place for you in it. Margaret Mead says, one of the oldest human needs, she was an incredible anthropologist, probably in many ways wrote the book on early anthropology for at least for the United States, had incredible insights into the creation of humanity, the journey of humanity from its ancestral roots into the beginning of a people of civilization and a people in true community. And she says this: one of the oldest human needs is having someone to wonder where you are when you don't come home at night. One of the oldest human needs is having someone to wonder where you are when you don't come home at night. Friends, God knows where you are, and yet God looks for you to turn your face toward Him, to spend a little time with Him. In maybe it's in thankfulness, maybe it's in joy, maybe it's in wonder of the creation that you're in. Maybe it is the part of cocktails shared with good friends. Maybe it is the experience of incredible beauty and music. Whatever it is, but God looks for you to come home in the night. God wonders where you are. Even though he knows, even though he wants, he's drawing you towards him, he invites you again and again and again in every moment, in every way, in every being, that to not just have built a house for you, but to have built everything for you. That God, the creator of everything, created a home for you and I to rejoice in it and to know the feeling of that oldest human need is placed in us, I think, but Margaret Mead points to, because it truly is actually just the oldest human experience. That we who have turned our faces from God, or we who've gotten distracted with the shiny, we who have lost our way, who've started, losing the connection to the one who made us, are always and ever looked at by that creator, by the one who came into the world to be as we are, and to give and to lay down the path for us to know a way home, that keeps a light on for us and looks out the window for us to come and spend time, to look toward him, to come up the long path, to drive down the road and see the exits tick off, that we might find ourselves home, not in this creation, not even just with other people, but find ourselves home with our Creator and the one who made us. That's my hope for you this weekend, friends. I hope you find that little place. I hope you remember that we're not strangers in a strange land. We're not strangers in this world, but that every house you look at that somebody built, you look at this meeting house, every place that you see, every piece of creation that you see, you understand that the first builder was God, the builder of everything, to build a home for you and I. All right, friends, that's my hope for you this week. We are coming up tomorrow. We have a great organ concert. Mary Catherine Fletcher, she's up in the sanctuary practicing right now. She's an incredible musician, playing some kind of local stuff, which is going to be fun, from a composer up in Lynn, Massachusetts. It'll be a great organ concert at noon tomorrow. And then Sunday we are going to, we have worship, we have communion, we'll be breaking bread, we'll be celebrating some of the nation's birthday, and we will be lifting up the what God calls us to in liberty. I hope you'll join us for some or all of it, and but mostly, I hope you will know the blessing of your place at home in this great world. Peace and grace to you, my friends, and we'll pick it up next week. I will not be here on the 4th, by the way. We're not going to have an 11:11 on the 4th. I'm gonna be probably traveling or taking a knee or somewhere in there, so I can't quite say what's going to happen there. But we'll pick it up on the 5th of July, next Wednesday, with another 11:11. Peace and grace, my friends.